Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ruby, this is Ruby Red, and today is the second part of my TBR SPIN vlog series. If you don't know, TBR SPIN is like a year-long reading project run by Sarah from Freshly Read Books, yeah. And her channel's linked below. She's wonderful, phenomenal, and for this challenge project, I don't know what to call it, you pick a stack of 12 books at the beginning of the year, or you can jump in whenever with a stack of books the size of however many months of the year are left. Every month she does a live show, she spins a wheel, and that picks a prompt, and you have to use one of the books from your stack to fulfill the prompt. So it's just like, it's like a TBR game, like a spinner wheel prompt thing that's, you know, not like uncommon, but you're working from a small stack, a dedicated stack. Okay, and I'm doing these videos, these vlogs quarterly, so every 3 months I post a video with the last 3 months of books. That's what we're doing here today. So get ready to see how April, May, and June's spins and reads went. Okay? Okay. Okay, so these are not part of it. It ends here. These are my 9 TBR spin books left. And the prompt for this month is most hyped, and like, I mean, I feel like this is the only book I've ever really heard anyone talk about online. Like, yeah, so I think this is my most hyped because it's the only one that I've seen any hype for, and that's That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. So I'll be reading this in April. I started this. I needed a break from looking at screens all day. I've been doing a lot of writing, and I'm only reading one other book with my eyeballs right now. And I felt like it's pretty emotional, so I sort of felt like if I took a break to read that, it would be much harder for me to get back into like homework mode. Like, I was like, I cannot have any big feelings right now. I can't handle it. So I asked my friends which of my other books that I want to read soon I should start with, and here we are. I read about 35 pages of this. It's really bad. It's like really bad. Like, the writing, it's just like, because I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna enjoy it, okay, because it's gonna be hysterical, ridiculous. It's already so absurd. But I am not somebody who ever wants to be like a writer. Like, I love reading, and I think writing is like a magical skill that some people have. I don't know how they put all those words together into sentences that like have such meaning. That's so beyond me. And it's beyond her too. It's like, why does this read like something that I wrote? It's just like, it reads like a first draft. There's not any like good words. It feels so ridiculous, and it's so mean. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy reading it, and I'm definitely gonna finish it, like, and have a lot of fun. But like the way, I mean, the plot, the setup, the fantasy elements, like, we got just like a little bit of info and it's fine, but it's just like, it was just like stated, you know, and there's like, it's so much more interesting to read a story where you like find that stuff out, instead of them just being like, here's how this and this work, and this is why, okay, so here's what's going on. It's just like, it's very much like you're talking to the girls about what's going on. So you're saying to your friend, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, like, oh no, who's that guy coming over here, like, what's his deal? Oh, you didn't hear about him, like, here's what's up with that, like. I don't know, that all seems so mean, and I don't want it to be mean. I just think it's funny. So I'm gonna go back to my homework now. Okay, normally I try and give like an update when I'm in the middle and then a final review. I'm almost done with this book, but I am hoping to say, first of all, I was reading this when I needed a break from my intensely emotionally draining book. So when I was like, I want to be reading, but I'm not prepared to have all those feelings. So this was perfect, and it's exactly what I wanted for this spin. Because I was going to be reading the Carol Shields books, which I kind of decided I'm not gonna do that this year. I just don't really have enough reading energy to read all of those books in a month, because I didn't really get to any of them before they're gonna announce the shortlist. So then it'll be 5 books in 4 weeks, and that's something that I could do, but it would not be good for me mentally. I'm watching a bald eagle outside, or maybe. So I started this book, and here's what I have to say. I mean, it's a silly, goofy book, right? That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. Okay, it's romance. It's a, I don't know, like sort of a cozy fantasy. It's not, it's cozy in the tone, but this is action-packed and extremely gory, in addition to being a little spicy. But here's what's weird about that is that the text, I don't know if you can really tell like how different this adult literary fiction versus this book looks. Basically, the text is enormous and it's very widely spaced. So this book that's only 260-ish pages could, I think, if they typeset it differently, have been like under 200. And there's a lot that happens. So again, this is not an appropriate way to be thinking about this book. Like, I know that what I'm about to criticize this book for, like, it doesn't care, right? Because it didn't come here for that. But a book with this much plot, world building, different creatures, like traveling long distances, like there's so much that actually happens, but it's rushed. It's just, the writing is simple, a little bland. It reads, the words, the way that it's written, it reads like a children's book. Like, this is at a reading level that I think would be appropriate for like a middle grade book, while the content is definitely not. So that's really weird to me. It's just, it's so weird to be reading like a sex scene, but in this really widely spaced text, and with like just the way that it's written is so young. It's so weird. And that like oversimplification of the plot and the relationships and like the emotions and like that's what makes it feel young, is that it's, I guess, oversimplified. There's not a lot of depth to anything. And like I said, there's a lot that happens. So someone else writing this same story could have easily written a 500-page book. I'm serious. Like, maybe more. It's so busy. And like, when I was like halfway through this book, I was like, how is she gonna finish this mission in the rest of this? I was like, they don't have enough pages to, but that's not gonna stop her. So yeah, no hate to this author in any way. I'm really enjoying reading this book. It's very funny. I'm having fun. It's like eating popcorn almost. You know, you're just sort of like snacking on it, but it's mostly air. But I mean, I think that's what this book was for. I think that's what it meant to do. So that's good. And I don't know what I expected when I picked it up, but truly the most action out of any romance book I've ever encountered. Anyway, I'm gonna finish it today, and then I'll let you know my final thoughts. Good morning. I finished this book, and I loved finishing it on the first of the month, let me tell you, because now I'm free until next month from this specific challenge. I did like it, but everything that I said before still stands. It could have been 500 pages. What with how much happened, and how much room to breathe or room to like elaborate. The writing was just too fast for me. Like, I didn't feel like I got to really enjoy any of it. So I'm not going to be keeping this book, but I did have a fun time reading it. I am open to reading the other books in this series because I think that this like demon world situation is pretty fun. So that's my review, just what the doctor ordered. Hello and welcome to TBR Spin Day. I have been really excited for this because I finished the April book literally on April 1st. Like it was so fast, that demon book, and I started it like kind of at the end of March. So like I started right after the spin because I had DNF'd the actual March book. Anyway, so I've been like, I haven't read one of these in a while is what I'm saying. So anyway, today was TBR Spin Day. Let me show you the spin. Okay, and so to me, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be about, it has to be a fiction book, but the nonfiction that I have, like Just Kids, not like Unhinged, Breath, also like not really, they're just, the nonfictions that I have are not like of the unhinged variety, so I had to pick a fiction, and I ended up basically pulling these two out of my stack. This is Ways to Disappear by Adra Novi and Flights by Olga Tokarczuk. This one was translated by, wow, it doesn't say the translator's name like on the cover at all. That's kind of interesting. Translated by, oh, Jennifer Croft. Right. I bought this because not all of Olga Tokarczuk's books are translated by Jennifer Croft, but Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead was, and then I read a memoir by Jennifer Croft, which she wrote in Spanish and then translated to English herself. And I really like both of those, so this being translated by her also intrigued me and I bought it. Okay. You didn't ask for that story, but there it is. So I was like, these, like, I didn't remember what this was about, but I was like, well, let's find out. This, I feel like Tokarczuk's writing is kind of unhinged. The back of this interweaves reflections on travel with an exploration of the human body, broaching life, death, motion, and migration. It just seems like this is about like a lot, and I have read a little bit of it, and I do remember it being like, I was confused. I was like, what is happening here? Okay, Ways to Disappear is about I guess the premise is that a once celebrated Brazilian writer is now getting older and is mostly forgotten. She enters a park one summer afternoon, climbs into an almond tree, and disappears. And then her translator, who is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, goes down to Rio to solve the mystery of how she disappeared, along with the author's son and daughter, and to solve a mystery. And there's a loan shark, profound and suspenseful. I'm gonna pick Flights just because I think that it'll be more unhinged, more strange. That's it. This is my pick. I'm probably not gonna start it right away. I'll probably wait until it's actually May. Okay, I missed the live show for the spin this month for June, the June spin. And I have not read a single page of my May book, which was Flights. Oops. Feeling really not good about ever reading that book. But that's okay. I definitely do want, like, I do not want to get rid of it. I don't want to unhaul that one. Like, there's some books on my shelf that I'm like, actually, that can go. But that's one that I definitely want to read. I just, like, right now is not the moment for me. I don't know. Anyway, I missed the live show, but I did just scrub through to find the spin, and the prompt was an author you've never read from before. So let me look at my stack. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. Okay, starting here, these are my 7 books that I have left for this challenge. Right off the bat, this one is out because I've read another James Nestor, and the Patti Smith and Emma Donoghue are also out, so that leaves us with these 4, and frankly, I'm feeling like the shorty is the way to go, even though it would really be smart of me to read one of these, you know, nonfictions, but yeah, I'm gonna read this. Okay, so my June book is going to be 808s and Other Worlds by Sean Avery Medlin. This is Memoirs, Remixes, and Mythologies. I have no idea what's in here. It's like stories, poems, I think. Yeah, there's poetry and prose in here, so I'll be reading this. And to be totally honest, yes, I picked this as a Wonderthon book because it's short and because I have Lights, which is not a Wonderthon book that I haven't even opened. So who knows when this video is gonna be done, because I have to fit that and this in this video. Wait, is this a new video? No, this is the third book in this video. Okay, got it. Gonna read this. All right, hi, I have an update finally for this video. I'm DNFing flights. Oops. I feel like I said, and if I didn't say, I'll just say it again, I DNF'd this book already. I read about 60-ish pages of it last summer, actually. I was trying to read it for Wonderthon. It was gonna get me so many points, but I just like, I was not really enjoying it, and so I didn't want to like read it quickly. I wanted to like read it really slowly because it didn't make sense. So I put that down and I was like, we'll get back to that. And I bought it because I loved Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. And the premise of this one does sound interesting. It does sound like a book that like would be hard to follow though also, which it turns out it is. But I got about 77 pages in this time before I was like, you know what? I don't have to read this. I'm just in such a spot right now, apparently, with books, but I didn't really like it. I don't really like the style that the story is told in. I wasn't really interested in any of the characters that we've been presented with so far. So, like, between the story elements and the characters, like, if I don't like either of them, like, I'm not really feeling like I'm gonna like this book. So I have recently heard rave reviews about some of Olga's newer books, so I might try one of those. Still, like, I'm not gonna write her off as an author that I just like liked that one book from, but I'm definitely gonna let this book go. I'm not gonna finish this, and I'm going to either donate it or potentially like try and exchange it at a used bookstore or something, because yeah, I just like I'm over it. And so I'm gonna end up reading my June book. It is like June 9th, I think, right now. So the 8th, the 7th, it's June 7th, relax. So I'm gonna read the June book during Wonderthon because it's really short. So that's the plan. I'm having so many DNFs, but I mean, that's good, I guess. It's good for me. It's good for me to say no to books sometimes. Like, again, like if I pushed myself through that book, maybe I would really like it, but I'm just not. I'm reading something so difficult right now for school, like so difficult to comprehend. It's extremely theoretical, and I haven't read like theory in a while. Like, my academic reading has been like more sciencey and less philosophy. So I'm struggling through that, and I'm enjoying that struggle, but like I don't want to also struggle through this. So I think like when I'm done with my master's, things will be different, but until then, things are like this. I kind of forgot that I had to wrap this video up. So TBR Spin so far has been overwhelmingly not a success. I DNF'd my pick for June also. It's getting a little ridiculous, but like I don't want to read these books, and that's why they were on my shelf and not getting read, kind of. So yeah, I decided to unhaul 808s and Other Worlds. I read maybe a quarter of it, and the reason I haven't read it before is because I don't really like reading poetry. Like, I like to encounter a poem online somewhere just one at a time, and that's nice to me, but when faced with multiple poems, often I'm like, I don't really like it. And memoir, I also don't really like. So this was a book that was a gift, frankly. I never would have bought this for myself, and now I'm getting rid of it because I tried to read it and I was just not into it. So yeah, I like reading, but not this. So yeah, I have 2 DNFs for this episode, and 1 book which I read actually in March, right? Like I read it, or I finished it on April 1st or something. So oops, not doing great, and not feeling very optimistic about the rest of this somehow. I don't know. I love the concept of this video so much, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, 2 DNFs, 1, I think 3-star romance. Looking good. Hopefully next quarter will be better. Thanks for watching, and bye.